So Wolfsburg are having an absolutely terrible season. They currently sit 12th in the Bundesliga on 23 points, without a win in their last 6 games, and they are only 7 points off the relegation playoff places, meaning Wolfsburg have got a chance to be relegated to the Bundesliga 2 for the first ever time in their history. There's absolutely no way we can allow this to happen, boys, so that is where we come in. We are going to jump into FC24, take charge of Wolfsburg, and win them a Champions League trophy. Remember, if you want to see a club rebuilt, the best place to let me know is in the comment section down below. Let's get into the rebuild. So this is the Wolfsburg team we've loaded into, boys, and honestly, I'm struggling to see how this team is struggling so badly in the Bundesliga. This team is actually really good, and there's some solid players in there, like Casteels in goal, Mahler at right back, Arnold in defensive midfield, and Jonas Wind up front. Now, overall, I do think the team actually looks quite strong on paper, with quite a few young players in there with a lot of room to develop, like Wimmer, Kaminski, and Lacroix. And as you can see, lads, the squad is absolutely flooded with young players who've got so much room to grow. So some of these players you see right now could be with us in the Champions League final with a bit of luck. There's also only 3 players at the club who are over 30 years old, and 2 of them will be nowhere near the first team this season. Now, as we're doing a Bundesliga rebuild, boys, we're going to have to go with Gegenpressing, aren't we? We've not used it for a while, and I do think having a high pressing, high turnover team with this squad of players will really help us in the long run. Now, I am fairly happy with how this squad looks on paper right now, but we cannot make any additions to it because, as you know, in these rebuilds, the first summer transfer window is always disabled. We are stuck with what we've got until January the 1st. And when we arrive in January, we'll have 54 million euros to improve our squad. So we've sorted out the starting 11 and formation, the tactical vision, and the finances. There's nothing left to do but simulate forward to January the 1st, and hopefully Wolfsburg are challenging for a European place. So, boys, we've arrived at January the 1st, and yeah, we're top of the Bundesliga. We're somehow top of the Bundesliga, playing 16 games, losing just 2 and winning 13. We're 1 point clear of Bayern Munich. We're a whopping 10 points clear of 4th place Leipzig. Now, do I expect us to be top of the league at the end of the season? Absolutely not. I do think we're going to drop off. I do think it's just early season form. This game genuinely blows my mind sometimes. Now, I mean, the squad does look absolutely class on paper, considering we're just 6 months into the rebuild, but looking to improve it. Do you know what, boys? We've played 16. We're top of the league. Do I really want to start making signings right now? And do you know what I'm leaning towards not doing? I might save this 54 million euros for season 2. It will be the first ever time I've ever done this if we do it in this transfer window. I am going to try and loan out some of our younger players and get them some playing time, but for the first ever time in one of these rebuilds, I'm not going to sign anyone in January. We're going to let this team play out the entire season, see where we're at in the summer next year, see what competitions we're playing in next year, then we'll add to the team accordingly at the start of next season. We've arrived at the end of the transfer window, boys, and there have been some outgoings to bring you up to date with. All of these players have left the club on loan, by the way. Thiago Thomas has joined Empoli on loan till the end of the season. Ulysses Lanes Jr. has joined Bochum on loan till the end of the season. William Fisher has joined Lisbon on loan till the end of the season as well. Manuel Braun has joined Sivasspor on a 2-year loan. Desnan Petsinovic has joined Leganés on a 2-year loan as well. And Kofi Amaweko has joined Alanyaspor on a 2-year loan as well. So that's our transfer window finished, boys. We're now simulating forward through to the end of the season, and can we actually clinch top spot? I very much doubt it. So we've arrived at the end of season 1, and we could only manage a 3rd place finish. I did expect us to drop off, and we did. We were only 7 points behind tabletop in Bayern Munich though, and 1 point off 2nd place. And as we finish 3rd in the league, we are playing Champions League football in season 2. We've massively overachieved this season, so it's important that in the summer, when we've got a massive transfer budget, we have to bring the right personnel in. And you know what, boys? Our season was absolutely unbelievable this time around. We actually got to the Pokal final, where we were beaten 1-0 by Frankfurt. So a 3rd place finish and a Pokal final in season 1. Hopefully, with the right additions, we'll just go from strength to strength in season 2. And looking at that team on paper, boys, it's clear to see that maybe I did underestimate this side a little bit. We've got some excellent players in this squad. Casteels, Madja, Baku, and Wimmer all growing by quite a bit, all reaching 80 rated. So it's definitely quite difficult to identify where I want to improve this team in season 2. But I would like to bring in a world-class centre-back and a world-class midfielder just to add some strength to the spine of our squad, especially given the fact we're going to be in the Champions League. In terms of stats, our best player this season, and it's safe to say that he carried us, was Jonas Wind, getting 31 goals and 13 assists in 39 games. Kaminski then chipped in with 14 and 5, and after that, boys, not many involvements at all from the rest of the squad. So I think it's safe to say that we have been a one-man team this season. Wind has absolutely carried us, and hopefully he does it again in season 2. Now, we did have a further outgoing towards the end of the season, boys. Kevin Behrens joined FC Midtjylland for 1.65 million euros, and we'll also be saying bye to Paavo Pervan as his contract expires in the summer, and we won't be renewing it. So let's get into season 2, boys, and see how we get on in the Champions League. league. So we've arrived in season 2, boys, and we've got 112 million euros to improve our squad. Now this is where the real hard work begins. Now the main area of the squad I want to improve this summer is the centre back position, and I've identified one of the best young centre backs in world football, and that is Oscar Guardiola of Manchester City. He's 83 rated, 22-year-old, has got absolutely insane stats for a centre back, and he's going to cost us between 63 and 79 million euros, so we can definitely make the deal happen, but it's going to use up a massive chunk of our budget. And for 63.3 million euros, we have signed Oscar Guardiola from Manchester City, and this is a real statement signing, boys. And one thing that's concerning me this summer though, boys, is the size of the squad. We have got so many players at the club, so every single player you can see listed through right here is available for transfer, with Pasinkovic, Ambros and Herman all being available for loan. This is going to help us boost some transfer funds and get rid of some of the deadwood. So it is safe to say, boys, we have had an absolute massive clear out of the squad, and I'm going to run you through who's left the club right now. Vlako Cerny has joined Feyenoord for 12.9 million euros. Desnan Pasinkovic has joined Copenhagen on loan till the end of the season. Luka Waldschmidt has joined FC Porto for 6.2 million euros. Lucas Ambros has joined Clermont Foot on loan till the end of the season. Maximilian Philipp has joined Borussia Mönchengladbach for 4.25 million euros. Yannick Gerhardt has joined Braga for 10.2 million. Bartosz Bilak has joined Angers for 2.15 million. Roggiero has joined Brentford for 6.5 million euros. And finally, Nicolas Klinger has joined Hibernian for 440 grand. And that leaves us with 86 million euros to bring in the new centre midfielder. And we are once again going to raid the Premier League for Liverpool midfielder Alexis McAllister, 84 rated, 25-year-old. Insanely well-rounded stats and play styles. Medium work rates. And it's only going to cost us between 51 and 64 million euros, meaning we can definitely make the deal happen. And I think this man really elevates centre midfield to the next level. And for 60 million euros, we have brought Alexis McAllister to Wolfsburg, and we are now left with 19 million euros in the bank. We've reached deadline day, boys, and we have had 2 further outgoings in this window. Matthias Savenberg has joined Manchester United for 25 million euros, and Philip Schulz has joined Istanbulspor for 1 million euros, meaning we are left with a transfer budget of 46 million euros. So looking at the squad, boys, I do want to improve in the left back position, replacing Merle, as I want to bring in a younger, better player than him, who's got high potential. And we have identified Fabiano Parisi of Fiorentina as his replacement. 80 overall, 23 rated, high attacking work rates, extremely well-rounded stats for a left back, but he is going to cost us between 38 and 47 million euros, meaning it's going to be a very expensive deal, and I'm hoping we've got enough to get it over the line. We have signed Fabiano Parisi for 40 million euros, leaving us with just 3 million euros in the bank, meaning our transfer window is finished. Now all that's left to do is check out our Champions League group. So our Champions League group is in, boys, and we've got a fairly difficult group. You know, we've got Man City, Galatasaray and Dynamo Zagreb. Some really difficult away fixtures there with some really intimidating atmospheres. We're going to have to be at our best to get through this group, so let's simulate forward now to January the 1st and see if we did just that. So we've arrived at January the 1st, boys, and we have had our first major outgoing of the rebuild. Now, for some unknown reason, Jonas Wind actually handed in a transfer request saying that he wasn't starting enough games. Believe me, lads, he started every single game. I don't know if it was a bug, but Aston Villa come in and offered us 57 million euros for him, and you better believe we snatched the hand off. He has gone to Aston Villa, meaning we now need to bring in a replacement striker, and we will have 60 million euros to bring in a replacement. And it's absolutely imperative we get the signing of the striker right, because we're currently sat top of the Bundesliga on 34 points, 1 point clear of Leipzig. It is extremely tight though, from 1st to 7th with only 6 points separating the sides, so any small dip in form and we could drop as far as 7th in the league. So we have to keep on our A game, and we have to get this striker signing right. Now, our Champions League group was a little bit of a strange one. Dynamo Zagreb topped it, winning 2, drawing 4. We came second, winning 2, drawing 4. And Man City and Galatasaray went out. Now, we went through to the round of 16 by only scoring 5 goals and only conceding 3. And that was enough somehow to secure us a round of 16 football, and we will take on Real Sociedad. And do you know what? I don't actually think that's a bad tie. I genuinely think we could get through that and get as far as maybe the semi-finals with the squad we've got. And the man we have identified to replace Wind is Adam Hozlek of Bayer Leverkusen. 22 years old, 81 rated, got absolutely insane stats. He makes a direct rival weaker, and he's going to cost us between 45 and 36 million euros, meaning we can definitely make this deal happen. And for 44 million euros, we have brought Adam Hozlek to Wolfsburg. Now, after the signing of Hozlek, we're left with 14 million euros, meaning our transfer window is finished. And despite being top of the league this time last season, we went on to bottle the league title. Hopefully, this squad of players don't do it again this year. So we have arrived at the end of season 2, boys, and once again, unfortunately, we have dipped off in the second half of the season, finishing in 4th place on 66 points, and Bayern Munich ended up running away with the league title. So I think in the upcoming transfer window, we do need to start adding some world-class players to our squad because we always start the season so well. But when we get to the most important part of the season, we fall off. And speaking of winning titles, boys, we won the DFB Pokal this year after last year's heartbreak in the final. We beat Hamburg 2-1 in the final, picking up our first bit of silverware of the rebuild. But in the Champions League, unfortunately, we did not make the final. Juventus will take on Arsenal in the final. Didn't make the semis. We got to the quarterfinals where we were knocked out 6-4 by Barcelona. There's absolutely no shame in that. But next season, I want to try and get to at least the semi-finals. So this is the team that has won us the DFB Pokal and got us a 4th place finish in the Bundesliga. And we've had some really solid growth from players like Guardiola, Baku, Wimmer and Kaminski. I do think though, going into season 3, we need to add one more world-class centre midfielder to that midfield 3. And if we have any money left over, I might look into bringing in a new centre-back to replace Lacroix. And yes, I'm aware I'm absolutely butchering his name. In terms of stats, our best player this season was actually Alexis McAllister, getting 23 goals and 17 assists from the centre midfield position. Jacob Kaminski chipped in with 14 and 7. Then after that, we really did miss wins goals, which in all honesty would have actually lost us the Bundesliga title. And Metro only got 9. And if I look further down, Adam Hoslerk only got 4 goals and 1 assist in 23 games. I'm hoping for a much better return from him in season 3. So we've arrived in season 3, boys, and we've got a whopping 133 million euros to improve our squad. And we kick off the transfer window, boys, saying goodbye to Moritz Jens, who handed in a transfer request, and he has been sold to Atalanta. And boys, we said we wanted a world-class centre midfielder. Oh my god, we have found the man. Nicolo Barella of Inter Milan, 28-year-old, 87 rated, absolutely unbelievable stats. And because he's in the final year of his contract, he will only cost us between 81 and 64 million euros. That is an absolute steal. And for just 65.7 million euros, we have brought Nicolo Barella to Wolfsburg. And with the addition of Barella, that midfield 3 is looking absolutely sublime. We are still left with 74 million euros, and we do have some players listed for transfer who we're trying to offload, meaning we can probably bring in one more world-class player to this squad. And I'm thinking I want to bring in a new centre-back to replace Maxence Lacroix. He's 82 rated, 25-year-old, probably at the peak of his development, and I'd like to bring in a world-class replacement for him. And the centre-back we have identified to bring to Wolfsburg is Dayot Upamecano of Real Betis, 86 rated, 26-year-old French centre-back. Really good stats, and it is going to cost us between 93 and 74 million euros, meaning we are going to have to put our wheeling and dealing shoes on, and hopefully we can get this one over the line. And for a whopping 82 million euros, we have brought Dayot Upamecano to Wolfsburg. And we was able to fund this deal by selling Joaquin Marler to Aston Villa for 19.3 million euros. We are now left with 4 million euros, boys, and that is our transfer window finished. And the team we are heading into season 3 with is absolutely insane. Just look at that squad. I can't lie, lads, I'd be really disappointed if we're not challenging for the league title and getting to the latter stages of the Champions League. And unfortunately, boys, our season has got off to a pretty poor start as we have lost in the Super Cup final to Bayern Munich 2-0. So we've arrived at the end of the transfer window, boys, and we have had 3 more notable outgoings. Lucas Ambros has joined LAFC on loan till the end of the season. We cashed in on Maxence Lacroix, who joined Juventus for 38 million euros. He did not want to be sat on the bench, boys. And we have also loaned out Desnan Pasintovic to Hoffenheim, along with loaning out some youth academy players as well. So our Champions League group is in, and we have got Atletico Madrid, Braga and Rangers. It's not too bad of a group. We should be getting through it. Let's simulate forward to January the 1st and see if we did. So we have arrived at February the 1st, as I have simulated 1 month too far. I know, I'm an idiot. And we currently sit second in the Bundesliga on 48 points, level on points of Bayer Leverkusen and 6 clear of Bayern Munich. We've seen this script so many times though, boys. We get to the midway point of the season, top of the league, and then we tend to drop off in the second half. So hopefully this season's different and we can actually get our hands on a Bundesliga trophy, because we've become so close, but yet we're so far away. In the Champions League, boys, we absolutely breezed our group, getting 16 points, not losing a single game, going through with Rangers, and we will take on Inter Milan in the round of 16. Now on the run up to January, we did make 2 sales. Lavoro Maja joined Paris Saint-Germain for 50 million euros as he handed in a transfer request, and we sold Ulysses Linus Jr. to Portland Timbers for 1.65 million euros. We also sent a few more loan players out, lads. We didn't bring anyone in, and we have got 91 million in the bank. And the reason why we didn't sign anyone, boys, is because this team is doing so well in the league and in Europe. I don't want to disrupt the squad harmony. What we've got is currently working, and we're going to save that 91 million for next season. Then we'll have a super transfer budget. So let's make the short jump now from February the 1st to the end of the season, and hopefully we see Wolfsburg lifting the Bundesliga trophy and at least to a latter stage in the Champions League. So we've arrived at the end of season 3, boys, and we have finally won the Bundesliga, finishing on 86 points, 11 points clear of Leverkusen, only losing 2 games all season to pick up our first league title of the rebuild. And in the Pokal, we did not even manage to reach the final. We were knocked out in the semi-finals by Leverkusen 3-1, so they did get one over on us this season. And we unfortunately did not make the Champions League final. It is a repeat of the 22-23 season final between City and Real Madrid. We were knocked out in the quarter-finals again, this time by Arsenal. Got to get that better, boys. Got to be getting to at least the semis, maybe even the final next season. This is how the team is looking at the end of season 3, and I have to say, we have built such a good team here in such a short amount of time. That back line is absolutely incredible, and that midfield 3 is absolutely majestic. I would like to add a world-class player to our front 3, maybe someone who's pushing 90 rated to help get us to a final. But other than that, boys, that team is absolutely outstanding. And in terms of stats, our best player this season was Adam Hoslet, getting 32 goals and 7 assists in 42 games. Alexis McAllister once again had a great season, getting 21 goals and 9 assists, along with Patrick Wimmer, who got 20 and 5. Kaminsky chipped in with 18 and 15, and after that, boys, it does really drop off in terms of goal involvements. But all in all, another very successful season as Wolfsburg manager, and hopefully now, going into season 4, we can push on and go further in the Champions League. We've arrived in season 4, boys, and saving that 90 million euros has contributed massively to this season's budget, as we have got 218 million euros to improve our squad. So usually when we sign a young player, we always give them time to develop, but Hoslet is getting dropped down to the bench for this season, as we are going to go all out to sign an absolute world-class striker in this window. And boys, we have picked out one of the best strikers on the planet to come to Wolfsburg, and it is Harry Kane of Bayern Munich. He's 32-year-old now. I would never normally touch a player who's 32, but Harry Kane, though, 89 rated, so many good play styles. Look at them stats, boys. It's an absolute no-brainer. Let's bring him to Wolfsburg, and he's going to cost us between 127 and 102 million euros, meaning we can definitely make it happen. And for 105 million euros, we have signed Harry Kane from Bayern Munich. And I know realism is completely out the window in this rebuild, boys. I'm fully aware of that. In our rebuilds, we always go for the wonder kids. We always build up the young players and with high potential. We never actually go for established world-class players. So I'm very glad we've changed it up a bit and brought Harry Kane to Wolfsburg, and he could be a massive difference maker this season. We've also got a lot of contracts to renew, boys, so we're going to be very busy in this window. And as we know, boys, we are in the market for a centre midfielder to add some depth to our squad, and we have identified Alex Garcia of Juventus, 85 rated, 29-year-old, really good stats, only going to cost between 66 and 53 million euros. Now I think he would be a really good infill on the bench. And we have completed the signing of Alex Garcia from Juventus for 58 million euros. And after the signings of Harry Kane and Garcia, we're left with 58 million euros. And looking at that team on paper, boys, I am more than happy with the squad that we've got, and our bench is even looking stacked as well going into the new season. So I'm going to save the 58 million euros in the bank, and if we need to add a player in January, we can do. But as of right now, our transfer window is done, and this is the team that's going to take us through to January the 1st. So our season has once again got off to a poor start, as we've once again lost in the Super Cup final, this time to Bayer Leverkusen. That trophy is just massively eluding us, but it is nice to see Alex Garcia scoring his debut. So we've arrived at the end of the transfer window, boys. We've had no notable outgoings, just a few academy players going out on loan. That's our transfer window officially finished, and all that's left to do now is check our Champions League group. And our Champions League group will consist of Arsenal, Sevilla and Dynamo Zagreb. Do you know what, boys? I think we should definitely be getting through that group. Let's simulate forward now to January the 1st and see if we manage to do so. So we've arrived at January the 1st, boys, and we currently sit at the summit of the Bundesliga on 39 points, 1 point clear of Bayern Munich, then 3 points clear of Leipzig in 3rd place. Once again, another very good start in the league, only conceding 14 goals as well, which is absolutely amazing. But as we know though, boys, in 2 out of our last 3 seasons, we have actually bottled the league title, so hopefully we can make it back-to-back Bundesliga titles this time round. And lads, we had a massive shock in the 3rd round of the Pokal. Freiburg knocked us out 3-2, and let me tell you, the board were not happy about that. In the Champions League, we once again sailed through our group, only conceding 4 goals, winning 5, drawing 1, losing none, meaning in the last 2 seasons we are 12 games unbeaten in the Champions League group stage. But in the round of 16, we have got a mammoth task as we take on Paris Saint-Germain. Now we do have 68 million euros going into this window, boys, but the squad is just looking so good on paper. I genuinely don't think with 68 million we could even bring a player in who gets into that first team, so we are going to save that money for next season. So we've reached the end of the transfer window, and there's been no further incomings or outgoings. Let's just simulate straight forward to the end of the season. So we have arrived at the end of season 4, and the first time was nice, so we had to do it twice. We have gone back-to-back in the Bundesliga, winning consecutive league titles, finishing 10 points clear of Bayern Munich. The work we have done with this Wolfsburg team in such a short amount of time is nothing other than astonishing. And lads, we are in the Champions League final with Wolfsburg after just 4 seasons. We beat PSG 1-0 over 2 legs. That was a very, very tense tie. We then walloped Man City 4-0 in the quarterfinals and then beat Bayern Munich 5-2 over 2 legs to set up a Champions League final with AC Milan. And lads, just look at that team. That is absolutely mind-blowingly good. Not a single player in the starting 11 is below 87 rated. We're so well-rounded across all the pitch, with our best players being Guardiola, Barella and McAllister. We've got Kaminsky and Parisi at 89 on the left-hand side and Castillo's 89 in goal, with one of the best strikers in the world up front in Harry Kane. We've also, lads, got a really, really strong bench of an 86 rated striker, an 85 rated centre midfielder, 82 rated centre-back. It is no wonder we've got to a Champions League final. And unfortunately, boys, our stats have reset. I hate it when it does this glitch, because I really wanted to see how Harry Kane got on in his first season at Wolfsburg, but I guess we'll just never know. Now all that's left to do, boys, is take on AC Milan in the Olympiastadion in the Champions League final. So here we go, lads. It's AC Milan versus Wolfsburg at the Olympiastadion, and we bring the Champions League trophy back to Wolfsburg. By Kaminsky, Parisi. I'm really happy with the team we've built here at Wolfsburg, though, boys. So every single player at least over 87 rated is crazy. Loads of 89 rated and 90 rated players in the squad. Barella, nice bit of dribbling up to Kaminsky. It's overhit slightly, but Kane, no! Straight at Magnan again. We've started this game absolutely furiously, boys. Crossing's not really working, so let's just... Wimmer. Barella! We are knocking on the door, boys. 25 minutes in, we've had a couple of half chances, and Barella misses quite a good chance there, I can't lie. Barella. Kane. What a ball to Kaminsky. This is a good chance, this. Brilliant ball from Kane. Kaminsky, oh, tried to play Barella in. Probably went a bit too soon with the pass. And that's going to be half time, boys. 0-0. Frantic opening 25 minutes, but there's not actually been any chances. But we definitely need to find the opening goal sooner rather than later. I have to admit, boys, though, McAllister and Barella have been a joy to use. I'm definitely going to use them again in future rebuilds. Lads, I'm starting to think, do I bring Adam Hozlek on soon? Because I cannot get Harry Kane into this game. Oh, this could be a chance, actually. Oh, no. Nope. What a block. Oh my god, how's it not 1-0? Back to Wimmer. Have a dig. Oh, what a save by Magnan. Come on, boys. 15 minutes-ish to go, and we've thrown the ball straight to an AC Milan player. Come on. What a tackle by Kane. Wimmer. McAllister. No. No. What a save by Magnan. It was straight at him, though, to be fair. Oh, cleared. McAllister. Ooh. What a save by Magnan. How have we not scored? Get it out. Oh my god, no. I thought Leo would won it then. In the 90th minute, lads. This is it. This is the last chance before extra time. And that's going to be it, lads. We're going to extra time. Still 0-0. No one can find the opener. And it's going to be extra time and maybe even penalties, boys. We are going to freshen the squad up a bit by bringing on Adam Hozlek up front for Kane. And Barella's still got full stamina. He's a beast, mate. Great tackle by Upamecano. Arnold. Back stick. Oh, it's too much on it. Barella. Oh, my God. Barella. Kaminsky. Finally, in the 105th minute of the game, Jacob Kaminsky makes it 1-0. I think that's his name. Oh, who cares, boys? We're 1-0 up in the Champions League final, and that has been coming, boys, I have to say. Great pass this, though, from Hozlek. Puts in, I mean, Barella. It was Barella who put Kaminsky in, and he puts the ball into the top corner, and we are now 15 minutes away from winning the Champions League with Wolfsburg. We've not dealt with it. Oh, we've not dealt with it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Buram. Big save from Castillo's. Let's just get this ball cleared. Just get the ball cleared. That's a good ball. Get it cleared. Oh my god. Oh my god. Benassa. Benassa. This is a big chance. And he's ballooned it. He absolutely ballooned it. That could have been AC Milan's chance, you know. There's a second goal here for us. Go on, Wimmer. No, pass two. Hozlek. What? It doesn't matter though, lads. I cannot believe that miss from Hozlek. But who cares though, boys? We have won the Champions League with Wolfsburg in just 4 seasons. We've had 2 pretty short rebuilds in recent weeks, haven't we? The Montpellier one, then this one. I think next week it's time for a seriously challenging rebuild. And all that's left to do, boys, is watch club captain Arnold, who's been here since day 1, lift the Champions League trophy for Wolfsburg in a very, very deserved win in that final. And Arnold lifts the trophy, and Wolfsburg are the best team in Europe. And that's another rebuild successfully boxed off. So I just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, it would really, really help me out. We are edging very, very close now to 2,000 subscribers. I will see you next week for a League 2 free agent only rebuild.